What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. For all my new subscribers, I am Jay, and this is Jay's Life Out Loud, a channel about nothing, but it's about something. Just leaving work, just getting off from the cotton field. Decided to jump on because I haven't been on in a minute, and make a video. I had to close this window. Big semi next to me. Yeah, I ain't been up to nothing. Just been working, trying to get more relaxation time in. With my new position, I'm able to do that, so that's a good thing. Because I felt like I was working myself to death. You know, sometimes I look around and I see, like you'll see a couple together, right? So you see the couple together and a married couple together that's been together for years. The wife would be walking, you know, I'm not saying all the time, but I see it a lot. The wife would be walking up straight, you know, still moving around. They go to a function, she can still get on the dance floor. And the husband be walking on a cane and, you know. And I thought to myself, like, I think, you know, growing up, you definitely had more men that were working manual labor jobs. At my job, you know, it's probably almost 50-50, I would say, almost, as far as women and men. But, you know, before it wasn't like that, and a lot of times you would find that a woman would have a job where it doesn't take, you know, being on your feet all day, using your hands, your back, legs, you know, all of, you know. So, of course, that man would have a lot of wear and tear on his body over the years. And plus, you may have bad eating habits. You know, women usually eat lighter than men. They'll choose a salad first, you know, depending on the woman. Nowadays, a man might be the one to grab a salad and she grab a T-bone steak. But what I'm getting at is, like, for everybody, for me, I was looking at it like, I don't want to get to that point in my life where, you know, the job that I do already takes a toll on my body. You know, the job that I'm doing now is a little bit easier, especially with the time frame. Excuse me. I don't know, every time I go to record, I start yawning. I'm boring myself, I guess. But yeah, you know, I'm watching people go out with herniated discs, knee surgery, torn this, rotator cuff messed up, and all the doctor can tell you is maybe you should look for another career. And you like, okay, you gonna pay for me to go back to school and learn something, or you gonna teach me a trade other than that? But when your body, okay, for instance, you got people now at my job that are working 77 hours, 80 hours plus a week. And if you're doing manual labor, that takes a toll on your body. And a lot of times with us, we have a break room, and the break room, we have I guess you call it like an honor system store in there. So the store looks just like a gas station or whatever, pretty much. And you can walk in, get whatever you want, scan it, pay for it. You know, we got candy bars, pop, frozen dinners, chips, gum, you know, you name it. Coffee. They did just start doing coffee for free. But yeah. And you working all these hours and you running, you know, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. some days, sometimes, some weeks, 7 days. You running the quickest thing to do if you don't pack a lunch or you don't pack enough. You running into that cafeteria to grab you something that's unhealthy. Your body is already suffering from not enough sleep. You know, you're tired. It's things you want to do at home. You got to make. You want to spend time with your significant other. So now you pumping energy drinks, coffee, just trying to make it. You know, your body, you know, you get to the point where you like, okay, I'm not going to work today. I'm calling in. I'm going to take a point, whatever they give me, because I just can't do it. My body won't let me. Or you'll end up in the hospital. We begin to talk about things like all money ain't good money. You know, if you don't have to do the overtime, if you don't have to stay all day, don't. You know, unfortunately, at my job, if you work in a certain area, you don't have no choice unless you put in a vacation day or you go to the doctors and your doctor takes you off, or, you know, something to that effect. But other than that, you got to work. Working that many hours can also play with your mental health, because you're not getting enough time to relax. What they used to say, relax, relate, release, and be able to be, you know, get your thoughts together, have other activities outside of job. Some people I find with working themselves to death because of that big paycheck, it cancels everything else out for them. They like, you know, I don't care if my body hurt. I don't care if I ain't seen my wife. I don't care if I ain't been able to spend time with the kids. I need to get that money. You know, in the long run, that type of attitude, you'll pay for it. Sometimes in ways you don't even think that you'll pay for it. Sometimes you end up with a divorce, man or women. You know, you working all these hours. You grow up with children that don't really know you. All they know is my mother or father or my mommy or daddy worked all the time. That other parent was the one that was there and, you know, helped with the boo-boos and helped with the homework, things like that. But I know in America, that is basically the motto: work yourself to death. You work till you 62, 65 to be able to retire, and you praying to God that He gives you longevity and enough time in your life to enjoy the retirement after you've worked basically 90% of your life. And as I'm talking about it, I'm like, well, you know, if you're going to talk about it, I kind of believe like when you talk about things, you should have a solution. Or be able to lend some advice, some good advice. And honestly, all I can say is I believe when we were younger and at junior high, in my junior high, some people say they did, you know, but in my junior high, we didn't learn anything other than how to write a check. And I want to say, they said, I'm not sure about the balance in the checkbook, but we learned how to write a check. But nobody taught us about your credit score, interest rates. You know, if you get this type of job and you make this amount of money, you know, this much is going to go to taxes. Where are you, what kind of car you going to drive? What kind of house you going to stay in? Are you going to rent? Are you going to buy? Things that would have prepared us for adult life that would have helped. I remember being younger and watching the Cosby Show. I'm telling my age. And I remember Theo and Bill Cosby. What was his name? Was it Bill? No, it wasn't. Cliff. Anyway, I remember the dad, putting Theo through the thing. He was giving him Monopoly money, and he was explaining to him, like, okay, you're going to make this much. What kind of car you going to drive? Okay, well, get his back because you got to pay your car note. Get his back because you got to pay car insurance. Get his back because the rent where you staying at, the area you want to stay in, it costs this. That lesson alone would have put that in a child's mind that would have, 9 times 10, with certain other things, it would have stuck with you, like, okay, that's the way it works. And then even when you make, say like you're not even making over $50,000 a year, okay? Soon as you hit 55, say you're doing a lot of overtime, you end up hitting $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year for that year. Now you done put you in a tax bracket, meaning a different tax bracket, and the government is taking damn near 30% of everything that you make. So now you're not even in the tax bracket you thought you was. You just basically getting your $50,000, and the rest is paying for taxes. And we working ourselves to death. So what I would say, get you some, financial advice. There's a lot of different, nowadays with the internet and everything, you have to filter through it, but there's so much advice and information out there that's at your fingertips versus always using your phone for entertainment purposes. But at the same time, I would tell anyone, young or old, it's all about your monthly bills. Truly. All about your monthly bills. From car notes, if you got a car, you need insurance. Where you stay, if you're staying in an apartment, if you got a house note, mortgage, or if you're staying with somebody. I see a lot of times in the black community where we try to keep up with the Joneses. We want the new car that's better than the neighbor's car. We want the new car like our cousin got. We want the new car so when we go to work, I look like the man when I'm pulling up. Well, that rep of being the man is going to cost you. That may cost you a car note you could have had for $250, $400 a month. You done went and bought the Land Rover. Now you paying a $1,600, $1,700 a month car note. Probably $400 in insurance every month, if not more. Now all this money, you paying $2,000 altogether for a car note and insurance for this car, when you could have been at $200 or $400 altogether, or maybe even $600 for that car and insurance. Or you could have went and bought a used car, paid cash. But I understand everybody likes what they like. A lot of people will tell you, well, I work hard for my money, so I want to spend it how I want to spend it. Okay, but at the same token, that's more money that's leaving out. I know people that will make fun of you if you have it's like a Metro or a Crooked or any no contract phone. So with me, I have two phones. I pay $55 a month through Metro, unlimited everything. The next person, they'll be like, well, how much you pay? $250. Oh, that's because I got the new upgrade, and the new upgrade, they charge me $24 to $30 a month, and that's for the next 3-4 years, or until the next new phone come out. Or you have somebody that have their home internet, cable, what else? And phone, all that connected. And don't even watch but 2 channels. So it's all about how much you putting out. How much are you signing yourself up for? Then we go get credit cards. Now that's another bill every month that you gotta pay. I can go on and on with things that we add on to ourselves and responsibilities. Sometimes, there's been times where I found myself free to move around and then went and got a dog. So now, if I want to go out of town, I got to find a babysitter or somebody and pay them. Or, the added money of having another mouth to feed. Because pets are just like children. So I would say definitely think about your outgoing bills and try to keep them to a minimum. You definitely don't want them to be taking, half or 60 or 70% of everything that you're making, because before it even hits your account, it's going back out the door. Some don't have a choice. Well, it's always a choice, what you choose. But, I'm trying to find a way out. I'm not going to say, with me working in a manual labor job, I wouldn't call it the rat race. But as far as America in a whole, most of us are in a rat race. For the last couple of summers, I've told myself I'm trying to enjoy everything that's free. Everything that's free. With me, my bad habit is going out to eat. You go out with your significant other. Y'all eat, drink, appetizers. You get the bill. The bill, $130, $140, $160. If you don't look out, especially if it's a Friday, Saturday, and y'all, trying to get a little buzz on, feeling good and spending and eating and drinking and ain't thinking about it. But we definitely have to weigh the balance of money and peace, money and self-preservation, money and am I willing to make this trade to say I've spent most of my life at a job? Or to say, look, I'm going to budget correctly. I'm going to make sure that I'm not spending, half my money that I'm making before I can even put my hands on it. Because most of the time, if you work and you got a bank account, everybody paying bills online, a lot of us haven't touched cash in years, or months, or rarely touch cash. But we're giving our lives to these companies that honestly don't care about us. If you want to eat, you want to live, you want to have a roof over your head, you got to work, you got to do what you got to do. But I do see a different trend in the younger generation where they are finding other ways versus working themselves to death. Like my youngest son told me, he's like, I'm not working in no factory. I don't want, my body to be tore up. So it's the choices you make. If you can keep your bills low and keep them under control, where you're not spending what you're making, you'll be better off. Will you work till you die? Will you have enough money for retirement to be able to retire and live off Social Security or whatever benefits you hope, hopefully you're getting benefits from your job, things like that. But weigh the odds. Weigh the odds. All right, y'all.